Call the first man. Station register.
The Pashkaya Ban Yahuda Ban Yashal.
The Pashkaya, Ban Yahanna, Ban SHALAM.
Yahweh Yashal.
Yahweh Yashal.
Lord Show.
All right, Israel, a Muslim. We're going to start with the prayers. Allah Qadam was to face the east.
We start with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Kodas.
Kodas.
Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakuka. Taba'a. Watazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayam. Latam. Lanawa. Laka'am. Ka. Yawam. Wasalak la nawa.
Wasalak now.
Wasalak now.
Knock you now.
Kwa'awa.
Kawaki now.
Kawakwa now.
Kawaki now.
Kasalak.
Kasalaki now.
Kasalaki now.
Kasalaki now.
Ka'a.
Wabiyak now. Wabiyak now.
Walawakwu now.
Wabiyak now.
Wala'a. Tabaya nawa.
Tabashai now.
Tabashai now.
Barasara Yawan.
Barasawan.
Abal. Hawasha nawa.
Hawashai now.
Now.
Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamal Lakawa. Hamalakwa. Wahala.
Oh, Wahata Paroth.
Wata Para.
The I Wallow Young.
The Iwala. Haman.
This is Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And give us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Go ahead, switch places.
Yeah, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Baba
Kashab.
The Thunyanau. Hakak. La Power. Cow Mal Kala. La Cow Madawa. Hakak. La Tahar. Hamatazarayam. Hakak. Lakawam. Hamat Dayam,
Dayam,
Hakak, Al-Kawaf, Hamatawa, Lagorashana, Hashim Yamsha, Waramon.
All right, this is the power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leopards. The power to cleanse the dead. It's like the power to cleanse the leopard. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
So Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Ashah,
Ashah,
Anyanya,
Al-Harayim,
Al-Harayim, Malatan, Wababu, Azari, Ain, Yahweh, Ashah, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Aladan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Nawam, Shamarka, Hainat Allah, Nanawam, Wala'ah, Yashun, Sharamar, Yashal, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarika, Ayat, Yamyanka, Yarawam, Yashamash, Yakanka, Yarak, Malaya, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara, Yashamar, of the apostle, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazanka, Wabanka, Maitai, Why
This is the Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, this time forth, even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Al-Hayim. Al-Dami Yalaka. Al-Dakarash. Al-Dashakwat. Al-Yahanna. Al-Abiyaka. Yahama Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Amyuka. Raya Yamyo. Sawadai. Wayadai. Wa'ai Tazawar. Al-Tazapawanyaka. Amorika. Lakatwa. Wadakakiyanum. Magadwa. Wala Yasakar. Shum Yashal. Awadai. Kaya. Nai Wa'ai Tazawar. Labat. Yakatwa. Ayanka. Baraf. Karoth Dawa. Alahaya. Adawam. Wa Yashmai. Alayam. Mababo. Magarium. Gabal. Wa Amawan. Wa Amalak. Palashah. Yashabya. Tazawar. Gum Ashawar. Nanawar. Ma'ain. Hayawar. Zerawai. Labanyalawat. Selah. Ashalaham. Matwan. Kasayasara. Kayapyan. Banakal. Kawashwan. Nashadamwa. By Ayanda Ira. Hayawa. Daman. La Shawadama. Nadad. Yamawa. Kara. Wa Kazaapa. Wa Kazabak. Wa Kazazal. Manai. Kal. That's a Kayamwa.
Wow, that's a Kamwa.
Ashar. Amaro. Na Yarasha. Nanawa. Nanawa. Alahayam. Shawatangwa, Kagawa, Kakwash, Lapanya Waka, Karash, Daba Ario, Ka, why? Kalaapa, Dalahat, Agari, Khan, Daradampo, Basha Ario, Waba Asa, Wab Uncle, Dabahaleon, Malaa, Pahalim, Kwalayam, Wayabashka, Shumka, Yahao, Yashapu, Wayai by Ayo, I Karapawa, I Baitwa, I Dawa, Ka Hada, Shumka, Yahao, Labaika, La Ayawan, Al Kaha, Aratata.
All right, Most High Christ. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and of the Israelites of Moab, and of the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, like the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They have become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb. Yea, all the princes of Zabah, and of Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, and they stumble before the wind. As the fire burned the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that they may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high of all the earth. Sorry, guys. SARS, to turns, Shabby, be seated. Right. All right, let's clap it up. Officer Cars, Officer 500 Cars. To my far right, we got Officer 500 Baraki Allen. We got Officer 50 Napash, who's the young man sitting in the middle. You understand? We are here at the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. If you're not here at 3353 Glenwood Road, I don't know where you're supposed to be at. Right. You should be nowhere else but here. This is the Lord's closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right? This is followed the Passover. 7 days of bread, of unleavened bread supposed to be eaten. And this is your culture. You understand? This is the culture that the Lord told us to keep. After the Passover, He told us to do the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And we're gonna go through the scriptures and do the closing and remind you of why we do what we are supposed to do. The Christians out there celebrating Easter. They're celebrating Good Friday. They're celebrating Ash Wednesday. All kind of types of nonsense that the Bible did not tell you to do. But the Lord said these are the days you're supposed to celebrate. These are our high holy days. And holy means separate. We are set apart. There's no one on this earth is doing what we're doing right now. You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K and the commandments in Yahanna, we keep the Sabbath holy, and we also do the closing of the feast and the openings of the feast. You understand? So again, we at 3353 Glenwood Road. We have women, children, the brothers here, beautiful children here, young warriors down here. we have food, we have strong drink, and we're doing exactly what the Lord told us to do. Come together at the Holy Convocation and serve Him. You understand? And then you want to answer? Wow. All right, with that being said, we're going to read the first, we're going to go to Exodus 12, who say, 25?
17.
12 and 17. Let's go to 12 and 17. And we're going to read this in the Hebrew. So if you got your blue letter Bibles, go ahead and click onto that and follow along, all right? Right. Go ahead and do it. Oh, shoot. All right, go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 17 in Hebrew. Why shall Ratham of Hamai Tazaroth Kaya by Tazadom Tazaham Hi Yom Hazah Hi Y Taza Us Ya Of Tazabah Ya Da Yakam My I Taza My Taza Rayam Washai Maratham Of Ha Yawam Hazah Lada Rada Yakam Ka Quaf I Walam verse 18 Bara Bara Sham Bara Ba'i Ra'i okay, it's 14, okay. Ba'i Arbai ha Ishra Wa Ya Wam La Kadash okay Shah okay Shah okay by Ara the I Kawa Ma Taza Al Yawam Yawam Hakad Ra Aish Rayam Aishrayam La Kamash Bara verse 19 Shah Aitha Shabbat yeah. While my young Shar La'a Ya mai Taza'at By Bas Yakam Kaya Cow A cow My Ka My Taza Ka Wa my Kara Da Hanapash How I but my I Yashala Bagar Ra by I Thy Roth Hi I Rataza verse 20 Cow my TITHES, la thy I.S.U.P.K, my wife shall come, thy I.S.U.P.K, my TITHES, verse 21. Waya quoth Masha Lakal the Quadnaya Yasha'al Wayai Amar Alai Hum Masha no Mash Kawa Wa Kwa Kawa Lakam Taza'an Lama Shapa Ka Dayakam Wa Shaka Tawa Hapa Sak, verse 22. Wa la qua katham I gada I zahav ha zawal wa tabalaham wa tabaldam Badam, Ashar, Basak, Wahai, Ga'ai, Daham, Al, Ha, Mashakwa, Wa, Wa'al, Sha, the Wa, Ha, Mazah, Wa, Zak, Mun, Hadam, Ashar, Basak, Wa'atham, La'a, Ka, Taza'awa, Ayash, my Patak, Vaya Dawa, I.S.U.P.K, verse 23. Wa Ibar, Yahweh, La Naga, Matazarayam, Wa Ra'a, Hadam, Al, Ha, Mashakwa, Wa, Al, Shatangwa, Hama, Za, Waza, Wasa, Wapa, Yahweh, Al, Hapa, Tak, Wa, La'a, Yathan, Ha, Masha, Ha, Ma, Sha, Yaf, Labath, Al, Bata, Yakam, La Na, Ga.
Last verse.
Last verse 24. Washa, Ma, Radam, Ta, Ha, Gabar, Hazah, Lakak, La, Wa, La, Baya, Wa, Al, Awa, Lam, Alawam.
All right, clap it up. verse 17, and we're going to read in the English.
Go on, come. The book of Numbers, chapter, earlier today, the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 17.
Just a reminder, this ain't the Christian church. If you have questions, comments, just raise your hand, say Shalakia, and just state what you're going to say. All right? We do allow questions here. All right, go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 17, in English. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
You might want to.
Ye shall observe.
Only if you want to.
Ye shall observe.
You shall observe. Okay.
The feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by the ordinance forever.
We talked about this thing today. When it says generations, that means over and over. Generation to generation. We should be celebrating this. We should be celebrating Easter eggs and golden eggs and rabbits running around. That's not what we do in our culture, and that's just not right to do. It's just not even sane to do. You got a bunny rabbit out here laying eggs, which we know bunny rabbits don't lay eggs. Bunny rabbits don't lay eggs, but they want to think that we're cold. But yet they believe in the bunny rabbit laying eggs. This is not what's happening here. They said this is the day that we are supposed to celebrate. We're supposed to observe this moment because this was for our enemies. And as we keep reading down, you're going to find out what happened. We did this. He brought us out from our enemies in the land of Egypt. So therefore, we were supposed to observe this throughout our whole generations, man. My children should know about this. My children's children should know about this. The people before me should know about this. So what happened? How did we lose this? Because we was a lost tribe. You know what I'm saying? We had lost our inheritance. Our inheritance has been taken and stolen from us. That's why we don't know about it.
Right.
All right? Go ahead, brother.
It's so heavy that, you know, on that one day, they give a rabbit more glory than the Most High died.
Damn right. More praise in the Lord.
Like the rabbit hung up on the cross or something. They give the rabbit all the glory.
They up in the malls taking pictures. All kind of stuff. Professional pictures. Look back up. And I got the golden egg. $5, okay. But this is what they do. You guys understand?
Lock. Yeah, I mean, if you're here right now and you was at the Passover and you celebrate unleavened bread, you already know you're in the right place right now.
Damn right. Let that up. Right.
You know how many, you don't know how many churches and even mosques, they holding Bibles and, you know what I mean, millions of them across the world.
That's right.
But, you know, but at the end of that verse 17, it says forever, the ordinance forever. That ain't gonna go away. You know what I mean? Just because we were born into slavery and Christ died for our sins don't mean that it stops. So, you know what I mean? You may be part of the subgroup, of people that, you know, try to push the truth to the people that won't hear. But, you know, when you see that forever, you should rest in that word right there. You know?
Give yourselves a hand for being here.
Definitely give yourself.
The truth be told, we could have been anywhere. You could have been anywhere. It's a Saturday night. Y'all could have been anywhere. But y'all chose to be here in the house of the Lord, the house of Yahanna, to give thanks for bringing us out of Egypt. And that says more than anybody. You understand?
Right.
That says more than anything. Because you could be doing anything. But we're here together. Unleavened bread, fruits, we here.
Y'all say, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad y'all came here on a Saturday night, you know what I'm saying, feasting in the real brotherhood, sisterhood, and I.S.U.P.K. If you at some club, about to go to the club tonight, whatever, you in the Christian church next day.
Damn right.
I'm just glad you here.
Glad you're here. Glad for that. Let's keep going. Verse 18.
Come on, about verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at evening.
Can anybody tell me why he's saying? Why didn't he just say April? Why do we say that? Why are we saying it in the first month, in the 14th day? Anybody tell me that? Besides the brothers up here. Anybody out here? Anybody?
Can you repeat that question?
Why is it in the scripture saying April, or May, June, July? July 14th, April 14th. Why isn't the Bible stipulating that? Go ahead, sis.
Because that wasn't our practice.
What wasn't our practice?
Calendar day, months, January, February, March, that's not our custom.
Anything else? You want to add into that? Or
Well, I basically gonna say the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm gonna add, I'm just gonna say, when they say the first month and around about the 14th day, God has to talk about April Fools and stuff. We know the spring is the beginning of the year. So that April is our new year.
So get that brother and sister hand. Exactly. Like the sister said, that was not custom. April, May, June, July, August. Because if you know, those calendar months was giving praises to who? Our oppressors. August. King of August. October or September. All those was kings and stuff like that. We knew it by the moon. We could tell that, like I said, first day we counted the moons, the full moons, or whatever case. That's how we kept our feast days and our Sabbath service. So they knew after this full moon, on that 14th day after that, that's how we gonna celebrate this. That's how we kept our, we didn't do it by April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December. And later on, that was added on. Months was added on. I think originally it was only 10 months. Then they added on some more months. So the oppressor do what the hell he wants to do. Add on stuff to you. You know what I mean? You want to say something?
Now I say like the 14 days is ironic because the 14 days was like literally the Passover. At the night, the 14th, day 14th, sundown, boom.
Yeah, it is.
Going
Right
to
after
14.
that. That's right.
Yep.
You reading? Oh, you got something to say?
Because, right, and from sundown to sundown makes one day.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, y'all talking about celebrating Easter, no matter, it's not gonna add up that Christ rose on the third day. No matter how you add it, it's not gonna add up because it's not sundown to sundown.
And that's how you know it's a lie. All this Christian dogma is just all a lie. They can't count. Even if they count it right, they'll know that it ain't been 3 days, but they'll go along with the lie. Like Officer Brock, y'all's favorite word, you gotta go, what you always say? You gotta get down with the go along. He's all something you always say. You gonna go along with the get along.
Go along, get along.
You gonna go along, get along. That's his favorite saying. Oh, I'm about to bite. I'm gonna take it from him. That's what he always say. They just go along with it. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
I know we the truth because we had everything in the counter. Just like what Captain Cotton said on the last Truth to Breakdown class. Somebody said, well, IUIC had celebrated Passover two weeks ago. Man, he's like, I don't want to hear about the Negroes, man. I don't want to hear about that.
He got on quick, didn't he?
Yeah, about the Negroes. Ain't about those, man. No, you ain't got the truth, man. They probably be on the 14 days, like how we celebrate.
Yeah, right.
They did their 2 weeks before.
So like, I was just gonna kind of, add to it and just like, Easter, that's one of the biggest hypocritical days for, people that consider themselves American.
Oh.
You think, we the country that have the most abortions and stuff, it's just like, like I say, it started like the fertility gods and whatnot. You see him working on the eggs and stuff like that. But you're not that with procreate. You know what I'm saying?
It's hypocritical. Like you said, they don't want to procreate, but yet you're gonna celebrate it. Supposedly celebrate something that's supposed to be, fertility. All pagan holidays, all of it is Christian dogma. Is to make that money. If you would have went to the stores, you would have found so many Easter eggs and bunnies and chocolate chips and this and that. It'll blow your mind. If you go look up how much they made on that day, it'll probably blow your mind too. Not to mention, April 20th just happened, right? Y'all didn't celebrate that day, did y'all? The smoke god came out. That was, what's the name? Snoop Dogg was getting high as he wanted to get. Y'all fought that demon too. Got a lot of brothers here that fought that demon, sisters who fought that demon, and they'd rather be in here than being out there celebrating the 420. So give yourself a hand for fighting that demon. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky, I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
I'm still yet to see bunnies lay eggs and little bunnies that hatch out of that.
You ain't gonna see it. You see
Exactly.
You let me see that. I'll leave the truth.
Yeah, you know?
That ain't gonna happen.
I will exile myself.
That's right. Keep reading. We got 19?
No.
All right.
Verse 19. 7 days shall be.
Let's start back 18 again.
Sorry. The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 120th day of the month at even.
Okay, so what is it saying right here? If I can break this down. Anybody can break it down? Unleavened bread. What is unleavened bread?
Oh, sloppy.
Go ahead, sis.
unleavened bread. Leaven is an agent that rises in the bread.
That's right.
So yeast, baking soda. So your bread should not have any yeast or baking soda in it.
Now, give me a hand. Unleavened bread, it rises. You should not eat unleavened bread until the 1 and 20th day of the month at evening. So you're supposed to get all the leaven out of your houses for that time period. You understand? Any baking soda, baking powder, anything that causes bread to rise, it's supposed to be getting out of your house. Get it out your house. Put it into another car, outside, out of your garage, whatever the case may be. Not have leaven anywhere in your house. And then during that time, you're supposed to eat some type of unleavened bread, as we got here. It's like, and I gotta bring something up. I gotta bring this up. We have unleavened bread here now. We had a certain sister who was cooking unleavened bread. And bless her heart, the water blessed sister cooking unleavened bread for us. You know what I'm saying? And she said, sir, ain't the bread supposed to look like? I said, how come it's not a little darker? She said, I think it's supposed to be unturned, right? Like, huh? Unturned? I said, no, that's Ephraim. Ephraim is a cake unturned. So our unleavened bread is a little white. Because the sister didn't want to cook it too much because she thought it was supposed to be unleavened. If we're not supposed to turn, it's supposed to stay lighter than it could. I said, it's like a little darker, sis. Oh, but it's not supposed to, it's like a cake unturned, isn't it? I said, no, sis, that's Ephraim is a cake unturned. So the wife of that sister, but even still, go to bread. I ain't gonna call sister's name, you know? Man, I just know something I had. I thought it was funny, man. But anyway, the water sister better bring that bread. We liked it, we enjoyed it. We put the honey on it, we did our thing, we ate it. The water. All right, let's move on. Number 19.
Verse 19. 7 days shall be there no more leaven found in your house.
Exactly, like we were saying before. No leaven for 7 days should not be found in your house. Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel.
That's just how terrible the Lord was. If you was found eating an unleavened bread with leaven in it, leavened bread at that time, you would be cut off from Israel. Which means if you ate a Cinnabon, you was done. You was cut off from Israel. If you ate a Twix with a crunchy change, whatever it was, that you was done. You was cut off from Israel. You could no longer be in the congregation. You was set aside from the congregation. That's how raw the Lord was. Now I'm gonna ask the Levite brother here. Is that right, Levi? Is that right? You know, you'd be cut off. This is how far we came to this day. You understand? So keep reading.
Wherever he be a stranger or born in the land. Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
It's like it. Could you have Shamar open the door just a little bit? Let's go slow down.
Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your family, and kill the Passover.
Okay, keep going. So this is Moses telling all the elders of Israel, saying, draw unto you, take your shaft out, go kill you a lamb according to the families in your house. So if you have 5 people in the house, you get a lamb that can accommodate 5 people. You know what I'm saying? If you have more than that, then you get 2 lambs that accommodate more of the people in your household. So whatever it was, accommodation of your household, that's what the lamb you kill. But everyone has to partake in this killing of this lamb. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 22. And ye shall take a bunch of Isupk and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and straight the intel and the 2 side posts.
Anybody know what's going on right here? Go ahead, sis.
Is this when they are putting the blood on the doorways of the house?
Most High Christ. What it is, found out. Yeah, it was taken and you were striking the lintels on both sides of the post of the house. Both sides and above it. They're putting the blood of that lamb. They're sprinkling above the mantle and on the side post of the door, your passageway. Go ahead.
And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
So no one, once you're in your house and you kill that lamb and you put that blood on that post, no one is supposed to go out of that house from that time forth until the morning. Understand? Keep going.
Verse 23. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians.
To do what?
To smite the Egyptians.
You might know what smite mean, right? You just smacked them across the face, struck them,
Put them to death, son.
put them to death. Give the Most High God a hand.
Right.
Put them to death. And the Lord put them to death. Why did the Lord put them to death? Go ahead.
Well, because they was trying to kill us. The Egyptians, they were our enemies. We was under oppression under them, and they was trying to kill our firstborn.
Damn right. For you, Israel. It's a simple answer for us. The Lord killed them for us, man. That's how merciful, that's how much the Lord loves you, Israel. He took a whole country out for you, Egyptians. You go to Egypt right now, ain't nothing there but damn what? Tombstones? A bunch of daggone Pharaoh fake gods, and there's nothing there. Tombstones. Because of us. Not because of what you did and what you didn't do. You did not much stuff that we did against the Lord. Now, it said everybody in Israel is supposed to do this. Now I know we got some wicked brothers, we got some wicked people today, and if the times of today as it was back then, there were some wicked brothers back then who probably didn't put the daggone blood post above it. Didn't do what the Lord told them because they didn't want to listen. They'd rather be out partying, celebrating 420, celebrate some other Egyptian holiday, and they didn't do that. What do you think happened to them? They were smited also. So the Lord said, listen to my voice and do exactly as I tell you. If you don't do this, you will be joining Egyptians. Just like today. Them things, the COVID, all the diseases that befalls us, we weren't supposed to partake in any type of diseases that happen to us. AIDS, the drugs, COVID, cancer. This is not for us. Them things are not for us, Israel. That's for your oppressor. But when you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, you're subject to all the atrocities, diseases, all the hideous things that happen to our oppressors supposed to happen to them. You're gonna get it because you're not listening to what the Lord told us to do. You rather do other things. You rather follow other customs. You rather follow other nations. You rather do that than to put the blood upon your door post. And then since those smite you, now you wonder why your aunt passed away of cancer, breast cancer. What was you going to say? Now you wonder why your brother died of AIDS. Why they left that earlier than they're supposed to leave. Because they didn't care about these scriptures. So thank the Most High God that you listened. The Lord was merciful for you. Because I was there. I could have died in my sins. I could have been the one who got cancer, prostate. I could have been that same person. But the Lord loved me enough to wait on me, to give me a chance, and to give all of us mercy and grace to change our lives. And we did. That's why we're in I.S.U.P.K right now, learning this stuff under Commander Yahanna. You understand? So get that ahead. We listen. We're listening.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I want we still haven't seen the pattern. The pattern. When you read from, say with Noah, he tried to warn everybody. Hey, look, Most High, hey, look, he about to destroy this place.
Yeah.
Get up in here.
Yeah.
Then want to listen. Okay, you go to Sodom and Gomorrah. Then nobody want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Those that was doing wicked, they got, hey, march along with your oppressors.
Give me a precept of what you're talking about. That they're not listening. Well, why aren't we listening? Because what? We already
hard-headed.
We are hard-headed, stiff-necked, stubborn. That's us. That's Israel.
Right.
But a lot of people die being stubborn.
God,
We out there. We just came back in from warring outside, telling our people, trying to get them into this truth and save them. Because the last thing General Yahanna told me when we graduated, 2022 Hebrew Academy was go get them brothers and sisters out of the world. That's the last thing I remember. Y'all brothers remember that? You remember that? The last thing he told us, go get your brother and sisters out of this world. I don't know what it did for y'all, but it changed my life. Every brother and sister I see out there, I'm like, I need to save that brother and sister. Because me, I'm a true soldier. I follow what my generals tell me to do. And I know my brothers who war with me for them 7 goddamn months. We warred and we fought.
Let's give it up for me. Let's give it up for
My brothers, we warred and we fought together just so we can go out there and get the other brothers. So when we say, if you're not in I.S.U.P.K, it's not the truth, because we know within what we do, no one wants to do this. No one wants to go through 7 months of brutal hell, and that one day of freaking pure death. For what? A cover? A jacket? But we understood what that cover meant. And a lot of brothers before us went through what we went through. So when the Lord tells us to put the blood on our mantles, we do that. The Lord, when the Commander General Yahanna tells us to go out and get your brothers and sisters who are dying off of dope and drugs and whoredom and all that stuff, go get your brothers and bring them in, we do that. We don't take it lightly. So I know people say, oh, y'all arrogant because y'all think you have the truth. But if you ain't in I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth.
That's right.
You are not in the damn truth. Now I understand that wholeheartedly.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
So our brothers who didn't do this even in Egyptian time, they got smited too. And like the brother saying, is killed. He was killed. If you didn't put the blood on your post and stayed in them houses until morning, the Lord smite you as well. Right? You want to say something?
Yes, like you got to also remember a lot of things we doing these days, like Easter, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, so-called Christmas, and all that. Those are ancient also, because when we hear Moses. Like Moses, that's ancient. You know what I mean? That's old Moses. My kids may hear like Moses. They're talking about some old stuff.
Exactly.
Nah, the Christmas is some old stuff.
Old.
But the old paganistic heathen stuff.
Go back way back from when?
Yeah, Nimrod.
Back
Nimrod. Let's go back super BC.
Oh.
Super BC though.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Our people still got caught up in the wilderness because the old pagans had things that was shiny, and they went after heathen things also. So just remember, all things, even the things you think is new, they ancient, but we never went out the pagan ways.
And that's heavy what you're saying, because a lot of our people, what we do, we going back to the Old Testament. That's way back then. We don't do that no more. But yeah, like you brought up, Christmas is old. Easter is old. It's ancient. We go way back, but they celebrate that. That just shows you how lost we are.
Mother's Day.
Thousands. Like I said, Africa was the mother of the civilization. And we give them credit. We ain't saying that we was the hugest. They did have a great civilization. That's just what they did. But that don't mean that they was better than us. But that stuff go way back to that.
Right.
It's like you said, ancient times. But yet they don't listen to the scripture because it's old. All right, we don't go back. That's old. But yet you run around here serving a goddamn slot. You serving a damn bunny. You serving a bunny. And on Valentine's Day you got a heart with some candies. But yet they call us crazy. I cannot fathom that. They call us, oh, they a cult. You listen to some of these sisters go through hell with this. I know y'all do. Oh, you in this cult. Our brothers go through it too. You in the cult. But yet, I ain't the one dressing up in a 3-piece suit with alligator shoes going to serve a pastor. Because you're really not serving Easter. You're not really serving the buddy. You serving that pastor. Because you're getting dressed up, looking all nice. Your mother going to spend her last dime, I know, her last dime to get you a nice outfit. So you can go and parade you around the pastor. Just so the pastor can see you, oh, you so pretty, oh, you so cute. And he probably half homo as it is. So they parading us around him, not knowing what that pastor could possibly do to us. That's just how wicked the Christian church is. But we're ancient and we're in the cult. But yet they're serving, like the brother says, some ancient Babylonian god way back when. But they refuse to get to the truth. Well, that's up to them. We're in the truth. Most High in Christ. Let's keep reading, brother. Oh, you had something to say?
Yeah, so we're on the Babylonian topic. I had a question, kind of on topic, but in the Apocrypha, the letter of Jeremiah, they call it Jeremy in the Apocrypha. Is that still the Jeremiah in the Old Testament? This is the same prophet.
We're talking about Jeremiah in the Apocrypha? The letter of Jeremiah in the Apocrypha?
Jeremiah.
I don't know. It's a good question. I won't say yes or no. But we can find out for you, though. We'll find out.
Come on.
It's a good question, though. All right. Let's keep reading.
The Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your house to smite you.
So who's the destroyer? death angel. The death angel at that time will come to your door and see if you follow the Lord's order. And if you follow the Lord's order, he'll bypass your door. He'll pass over your door. It won't smite you. All right? That's the last verse we had? Okay, go ahead, read 24.
Call. Verse 24. And ye shall observe this thing for ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
To thee and thy sons forever. Man, so I'm just curious, why is it saying thy sons forever? How come they don't say daughters? Why is it sons forever? Yeah, brother.
Because everybody, well, not everybody, especially Christians in the world, they don't realize how important the seed is. The man carries the seed, the man is the head. That's why I think they kind of promote the egg so much. The egg, you know, like the egg is, it's sad, but they don't promote the seed. The Bible talks about the seed a lot. The seed of this father, the seed of this father. Never the seed of no woman. The Bible don't never talk about the egg of a woman. You know, but it's just like this. I want to say feminist movement. I ain't gonna go.
You sound like a woman. Male chauvinist. The Lord don't love women in the Bible. It's male chauvinist. I hear that so much.
We don't think like that, but it's just crazy though. But
nah, but you're right though. I mean, when it says that, I mean, and I'm just guessing. Oh, it says the sons forever. Sons meaning your daughters too. But the men is going to pass out these traditions and keep these traditions going. Because the woman, as you know, y'all love Easter. Women love Easter. They love dressing up, getting their babies out there. So we had to put in the woman because of their nature and way. They'll probably take off and do it. But it's up to the men to keep these things going and pass down to generation to generation. And our women who know the truth, they will help that. They'll help that. They'll help it go. But they have to know the truth. So it's very important that the brothers understand this truth and move this stuff along and pass it on back. You understand? All right, with that being said, we're gonna call the next reader. Amash. Come on. Step back. All right. You gonna come up and read?
Come on.
You want to read the whole Hebrew? We want a strong reader up. I think Officer Gashan is strong enough. Read it. We'll get you, brother. Thanks for your zeal. Officer Gashan, let's state your registry, brother.
It's working.
Officer Gashan, Ban Yahanna, Ban Yashala.
Officer Gashan, Ban Yahanna, Ban Yashala.
Yahba Shem Yahshua Brakathum.
Yahba Shem Yahshua Brakathum. Come on up. Come on up. Exodus 12 and 25. We're going to start at. Yeah, but somebody let's see you at Sabbath service. All right, we're going to read the next 7 verses. Exodus 12 and 25. Exodus 12 and 25.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 25 in the Hebrew. Wahaya, Salaki, Kaya, Tabawa, Taba'a, Salaki, Al, Ha'ara, Yun, no, Ha'ratata, Salaki, Ashar, Yathan, Yahweh, Lakam, Kashar, Dabar, Washama, Ratham, Ath, Ha'ai.
It's like it, brother.
but da.
Azariah. You got any brothers bring it down a little bit?
Come on, Khan. I, but da. Haza'af, verse 26. Wahaya, Kaya, Ya'a, Marawa, all come, but all you come, but now you come, Ma'a, Ha'ai, Bada, Haza'ath, Lakam, verse 27. Wa'amar, Ratham, Zabath, Pasak, Hawa, Laya, Hawa, Ashar, Pasaf, Al, Bathaya, Banaya, Banya, Yasharala, Bamataza Rayam, Banaga Pa, Wa, Ath, Mataza Rayam, Wa'ath, Bata Yanawa, Hataza Y'all, Wayaquad, Ha'aim, Wayasha Taka Wawa, verse 28, Wayalakawa, Waya I Shah, Banya, Yasharala, Ka'ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Ath, Masha, Haran, Khan, Asha, Sa, verse 29, Wayahaya, Bakatayi, Slakia, Bakatazia, Tazawa, Hala, Lawa, Hayala. Hayala. Good God, good night.
Doing fine, brother.
Wayahawa, Hakaya, Kal, Bakawar, Rataza, Mataza, Rayam, Mabakar, Shalakia, Paraiah, Hayashab, Al, Kasa'ah, I, Kasa'ahwa, Salaki, I, Bakawar, Hashabayah, Ashar, Babayath, Haba War, Wakal, Bakawar, Bahama'ah, verse 30, Wayaquam, Paraiah, Laya La'a, Laya Lawa, Hawa, Wakal, Badawa, Wakal, Mataza Rayam, Wata Haya, Taza Kwa, Gadar Lawa, Salaki, Bamataza Rayam, Kaya, Hayan, Bayath, Ashar, Ayan, Shum, Salaki, Ayan, Shum, Moth, verse 31, Laya Kwa Ra, Lamashah, Wala Haran, Yala, Waya Amar, Kwawama, Tazawa, Mata, Wak, Amaya, Gum, Atham, Gum, Banya, Yashala, Walakawa, Ibadawa, Ath, Yahweh, Kada Bar Rakam.
Last verse.
Verse 32. Bum.
You good? You doing a damn good job, brother.
Gum.
Uh-huh.
Taza Nakam. Gum. Bakwa Rakam. Kakwa. Kakwakwa. Ka'ashar. Daba'a. Thumb. Walakawa. Wa Baraka. Thumb. Gum. Athanya.
Clap it up for him. Damn good job. There's some words in there that you had to get right. You got it right. Most High Christ. All right, you're going to go back up. Who's that, brother? 25. 25. And you're going to read that, those last, it's going to be the last 7 verses in English.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 25 in the English. And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service.
That means today, in the land of America today, you should keep the service. You understand? The same thing. Go ahead.
And verse 26, and it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service?
So when your children come to you and say, why do we do this? Why do we keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Why we gotta eat the bread that ain't rise? Why I can't have a honey bun? Why I can't eat pizza? Right. You're gonna tell them, because we serve the Lord. These 7 days, because of the Passover, because the Lord loves us, we're gonna celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's what you're gonna tell them. And you're not gonna cave in because of your babies. I understand. But your baby's gonna get you killed by the Lord if you listen to your babies. So be the parent, be the father, be the mother, and do exactly what the Lord tells them. And don't do it because of the child. A lot of Christians are saying, well, I'm just going to celebrate the birthday for the kids. It's for the baby. I'm just going to give me a couple Easter eggs for the baby. I'm telling you, if you want to take care of your children and you want to safeguard your children, do what the Lord tells them to do. And then tell your kids why you doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, like the scripture said, what you bring out right now, it's just another level of discipline. Not discipline coming from your biological parent, but discipline coming from the Most High. You know, he set this out for us. Salam.
Don't sweat. You're right, man. Shoot, it is my biological parent. The Lord is my biological parent. We come straight for Him.
Right.
You understand? He's more biological parent than my own mother and father.
That's right.
But I mean, don't be such a coward and coward out and use the excuses of children because I'm going to do it for the babies. That's such a cop out. You understand? You wouldn't do that in school. Your teacher called your kids and tell them, you know what, your kids are acting up in class and they don't know how to write. You're not going to say, you know what, don't worry. I'm just going. They're just children. They don't need to learn how to read and write. You're going to take it serious and tell your child to buckle down and learn how and listen to that teacher. That's what you're going to tell them. You're not going to cower it out. The Lord expects the same type of discipline. The Lord expects you to be an example for your children, especially your fathers, especially the men of Israel.
Right.
The woman is the weaker vessel, so they get somewhat of a pass, but you brothers get no pass. You're supposed to lead your family, and by leading your family don't mean happy wife, happy life. It doesn't mean that. Leading your family is telling them what the Lord says. In this house, we serve the Lord. You don't abide by my rules, then you can leave. But you gotta come back next week because I gotta stay with you. But you got your household got to serve the Lord, man. That's the bottom line. You can't use the cop out on your rib and your kids. You teach your wife. When your wife learns that you are a righteous brother and you're following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, they're gonna teach them children how to do that. And then you don't slack off. I mean, I got a daughter right now who was born on the Passover last year on the 24th. You understand? Tomorrow is the 24th. You know what I got to do, right? I got to cut my phones off tomorrow. I have to cut them off because I'm going to get ambush of phone calls and this and that. And you know they're going to say, well, it's just the born day. It's happy cake day. All the same to me, man. It's all the same. So tomorrow my phone will be off. So brothers, it's like, you call me, just text me. I get it. But my phone's going to be off because I know what grandparents and uncles and all, I know they're going to do is not the truth. They ain't trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. And that's what being strong in the truth is. That's what I teach my family. That's what you have to teach your family. Damn, these holidays, your kid's life mean more to you than just a day that's going to go away. We've been on earth so many times, over and over. You're damn 600, 700 years old. I mean, how many birthdays you want? You've been here too long. So you got to fight that lust of selfishness. They got to fuck. And you see people on Facebook, today my birthday. Like, they'll damn near be upset with you if you don't say nothing to them for their birthday. Like, well, damn. So tell me that ain't idol worship. Some women go a whole week. It's my birthday for a whole week. Yeah, man, you was on the board one day. A month? Yeah. Oh, damn. Or Salakia. They go for a whole month. Bro, you know about this?
So I know about this. Your birthday week.
A whole month?
Yeah.
How much can you party in a month?
Self-worship.
That's what that is, self-worship. And they keep asking us why it's so wicked and why you don't celebrate. Because of what these brothers and sisters just told me. You celebrate yourself for a whole month. And then you don't wait for someone else to tell you. You got to get on there, hey, somebody say, give me a shout out. Come on, man, you can't wait till somebody acknowledge you. You got to say, it's my birthday, give me a shout out. That's why it's so wicked. That's why it's so wicked, your birthday.
Right.
What the Bible said is, the best day is your death day.
Right.
It's better to know your day if you're going to die. Celebrate that day than your birthday. Understand? Right. So we had a entourage of a slew of our own hands. So I'm going to start with, who we had first? I'll put that hand up first. We'll be okay. Sister, you have something to say?
I was just going to say that they post their Cash App.
Oh, yeah. I did that before, too.
They post their Cash App, and like you said, they expect for you to give them something, shout them out something, and they will be mad at you if you don't.
So they put the Cash App and say, my birthday is my Cash App?
Yes.
And be upset if you don't send them a couple dollars.
Right.
Come on, man. Damn. Go ahead, bro.
Like that one. Before Cash App came out, you know how the women used to walk around with the
Oh, yeah.
That's my era. That's my era right there. That's my era. I don't know about the Cash App. I ain't never, but I do know my era. I do know my era. They pinning on dollars and they just. You gotta pin the dollar on them. I would have stuck the hell out of some people, but yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Damn, so you guys want to say about? Jeez.
So like, I was gonna say, and as soon as somebody else's birthday over with, it's somebody else's birthday. So it's like it's a never-ending game on Facebook. It's like,
Right.
once you follow everybody that you know, it's like it's a birthday every day.
That's crazy.
And then, even with the pin on thing, you know, somebody that you may work at a big job place, it's like it's somebody that you care about birthday every day. Like I'm about to go broke messing around with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to cut it off somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta cut it off
And
somewhere.
then when you try to cut it off, then it's your daughter's birthday. You know what I mean?
Just keep going and going and going.
Like it's a never ending game. So you gotta.
Thank the Most High, I don't set up in that
Put
crap.
that sword in there. You know what I mean?
Go ahead,
Thank you,
sis.
sir. Like the day before my birthday last year, like up to midnight, I was trying to figure out how to take the notification off, and I took it off like right at midnight almost. And
That's
I was
what I
happy.
do, sis.
Yeah, I found out how to take it off.
I do the same thing. I delete my whole thing on that account. So that way, I mean, I kinda don't care if it's on there. I just hate getting inundated with them. Hey, birthday, and I gotta look. They ain't my birthday. I just don't answer no more. I just hate it to death. That's just what it is.
You
Go ahead,
can
sis.
you can remove your birthday.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
I'm sorry, crazy.
You can show
Like
it for
that.
you only, not.
Okay, I need to do that. I ain't so Facebook shabby,
That
but
was what I did. Instead of like shutting your whole Facebook down, you can just go in and take your birthday notification.
yeah, I might have to do something like that. I ain't into Facebook shabby, but I am TikTok shabby. Me and my little daughter be watching TikTok all day. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's ridiculous about this whole thing. So that's why it's so picking. It's so wicked because you self-serve yourself, man. Serve yourself. Hey, what you got, bro?
You know, to take it even further, you know, back to we were talking about earlier, you know, about the fertility, about, you know, abortion, how our sisters and stuff, how many abortions they have. The men that sit there and pay for these women to have abortions. Yeah. We got a lot of selfish Negroes in Israel too. It's just how can you have the audacity or the, you know, the mindset now to a happy birthday or celebrate somebody's birthday when you just killed, you know, you done killed your baby or somebody else's baby that ain't got no birthday.
And a lot of women and brothers fall in that same category.
You know,
You say you celebrate your birthday, but yet you know, in the work when you was 16, 17 years old, you done murdered 2 or 3 children because your parents wasn't gonna let you have no baby. You know, and that happens a lot with Israel. But to piggyback off what the brother was saying, all these birthdays, Christ was born, right? So what makes your day more special than Christ? Christ was born on the day. So just say if you was born on the same day Christ was born. So what you gonna do? You gonna share your birthday with Christ? The one that's your king that you love so. I'm married to Jesus. Christ's birthday. Christ was born. He didn't celebrate his birthday. But yet people celebrate Christ's birthday and they celebrate their birthdays. So if Christ had a birthday and he celebrated it, what makes your birth more special than his? That should shut everybody up. That should shut everybody up to not celebrate one damn birth ever. Because Christ was born too. You understand? So we're going to keep it going with that. Keep moving. Who we at, 26 still? Oh yeah, 26, 27. Right.
Verse 27, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worship.
This is what the Egyptian people do. That's what they did. They bow their head to worship us. You understand? What do the Egyptians do right now? They don't even worship us. They don't give a damn who we are right now. But at one time, the Lord killed the firstborn of every Egyptian. That's, if you go back up to verse 11, it'll tell you. We had to eat the Passover very quickly. We had to eat the Passover. We had to eat that lamb with our loins girded, with our sword in our hand, ready to go. Because the Lord killed those Egyptians for you. Can you imagine you hearing nothing but wailing and hollering of parents whose firstborn child, whether it be daughter or son, dead. And they know it's them daggone Hebrews, it's them Israelites who did this. It's that Moses and his people who did this. So Lord told us to eat that Passover with that sword in your hand. Because they may just break through that door and ready to do something to you.
Okay.
So you got to be well protected. And on the flip side of that, I would understand, because if you killed my daughter, I'm coming for you. So you had to understand what the Egyptians was going through. You killed my son or my daughter, I'm coming for that joker that had him killed. So going back on the other side as an Egyptian, as an Israelite, which I am, I'm eating that Passover, that lamb. I'm looking at the daggone window like, okay, them niggas coming through. We got to roll. We got to stab and jab. So hurry, eat that Passover, eat that bread, because I'm looking for these brothers to come through so I can kill them, to protect my family. That was going through at that particular time in Egypt. You had to put yourself in Egypt because you know what? You were there. You was in Egypt. You didn't know it, but you was in Egypt. You were those same people that was eating that lamb with your girls loyalty, with that weapon in your hand, eating that Passover. That was you. That was your daughters. That was your sons in there, eating it with you, not knowing what's going on. They just know Daddy said I ate this lamb. You know, and of course the sisters keeping the kids quiet and happy, but the men understand that we understand what's going on. We know at any minute somebody can come in this house and ready to take my family because of what Moses did. Because we listen to the Most High God. But yet the Lord preserved you and saved you and killed them for you. And we're going to just crap over all the stuff he's done? And you got to go back and really think of what you're doing. So the next time you think about sinning against the Lord or sinning against your brother, think about what the Most High God did for you to get you this far. And for you to just turn your back on the Lord and start doing other wicked things, this is crazy. You just don't take your mind there. But you got to take your mind there. You understand? Brother, you have something to say?
No, I'll come back out.
All right, no sweat. We're going to keep it going. Anybody have any comments? All right, no side.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
I know it's heavy that you should say that because I had one of them Elamites walk past in the foyer, asked me was our source was real.
Mm-hmm. Damn, it ain't real. But given in all this, the scripture says, and the people bowed their head in worship. You know what I'm saying? This is what the effect that the Lord has done to other people that make them bow down and worship us. It's in their spirit today to worship us. We got to make them worship us. You don't think they should worship us, but I walk everywhere I go thinking that they should serve me. Every restaurant I go to, I think they're supposed to serve me. Every place I go to, if they're heathen, they're serving me. I walk in there like, I want a discount. I want, half off. I want something. Half the time I get it. Sometimes I don't. But I go and expect it because you worshiped me before. And I'm going to make you worship me again. And that's how we all should feel.
Right.
We Israel, man. We don't take no crap from nobody. There should be some type of pride and arrogance within yourself to know, the Lord loved me. The Lord loves me than anybody else. He killed the Egyptians for us. He came us and saved us out of Exodus for us. No reason at all, because he loved us more than anybody else. That's all. That should give you some sense of pride. And to know that when you was walking out of Egypt, they bowing down to you. They bowing down on their knees. That's the present that you give. That's how great you are. And you don't understand how great you are. You have to know how great you are. Our children, I know they call you in school. Don't listen to none of that. You are the prince and the princess of Yasharallah. You go to school with your head covered. You go to school with your dress on. You go to school with your shield around your neck and expect somebody to say something to you. And let the Lord handle the problems. You understand? Go ahead, brother.
I'm kind of piggyback on what you were saying about, how great we were and how, well, when we left Egypt, how they really looked at us, they looked at us strong. I mean, what people think welfare and PPP, that ain't nothing. They were giving us real treasure when we left up out of there.
Throwing it at us.
Take it. Take this
Get
gold.
the hell out.
Take this
Take the gold
silver.
and
Take
silver.
these rubies. They were like, take this sapphire. They take all this stuff.
Exactly.
Take it. So, they looked at us. We were royalty, they know it.
Yeah, right.
And they
I
knew
want to
it.
hear something say otherwise? Oh, it's like, yeah, we royalty, man. They bow down to us, man. So in their spirit, they know who you are. They know exactly who we are. And they're going to bow down again. You understand? They're going to bow down again.
Right.
And they're going to worship us. But you got to know who you are, Israel. You got to know celebrating all these other holidays. You're not the Passover. You're not doing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You're not doing the Feast of First Fruits. You're not doing any of the holidays the Lord commanded you to do. Then why should they bow down to you at all? They're not. Because you're falling after their customs, their ways. And their ways ain't nothing. All right? Keep reading.
Psalm 1, verse 28. And the children of Israel went away
and did as the Lord had commanded. Moses and Aaron, so did they. Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn.
The Lord did what?
Smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne.
The Lord killed the king's firstborn who sat on the throne. You understand? Keep reading.
Unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon.
The firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon. They firstborn. The Lord went through spiting everything. You understand? Keep reading.
Come. And all the firstborn of cattle.
And the cattle. So if you had a goat, a lamb, a horse, whatever it was the firstborn, it was killing you. Whether you was royalty or you was in the captivity. Whether you was an animal or you was a bird. It doesn't matter. He killed the first of everything. For you. For you. This is what the Lord did for us in that day. This is why the Lord said, pass it down to generation to generation. And if your children ask you, you tell them who He is. Don't let this day, don't ever forget this day, the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Don't ever forget this day.
Right.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt.
There was a great cry in Egypt. It was a wailing. Can you imagine? Just imagine our mothers. George Floyd's mother. Imagine Tamir Rice's mother. Crying, wailing from the belly that someone took their child and killed them. And then multiply that times 1,000. That's what was going on in Egypt at that time. Keep reading.
Come. For there was not a house where there was not one dead.
Every household in Egypt, somebody was dead in there. That's one of your own oppressors, the Egyptians. Mothers crying, grandmothers crying, bawling their eyes out. We hearing this. Israel is hearing this. The belly. I mean, have you ever heard of? You sisters understand. If you got children, or if you've been, the crying. There's nothing more than a mother's cry. There's nothing worse than a mother's cry. And whether it be an Egyptian, Israelite, a woman is a woman, and they love their children. Imagine your firstborn child dead, and the woman is crying, and you multiply that by tens and thousands of women crying. And then you imagine the man. He's crying. Now the king has so much money, control whatever. He can do whatever. He can command this to come here. He don't got to do anything. But he couldn't save his own son. Couldn't save his own first child. He's dead. There's no amount of money in the world he could give and offer to have it back. And the Lord took it. That's the crying and that's the wailing that we heard in Israel. That's what we heard all night long. Somebody would come in, wake their son up. Hey, Junior, get up. It's time to go. Junior. Hey, Junior. Dead. Hey, baby girl, wake up. Baby girl, wake up. Dead. Crying. That's what he woke up to. And every household was a death in that household. All over Egypt. Now you see why we was eating with our sword on our hip. Like, damn, let's hurry up. Because I hear this crying. And the Lord did it for you. Just so you can be free. He was in captivity. He came and got us. He read, brother.
Come.
2 more scriptures, we done.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up.
This is Moses. Get up. Get up.
And get you forth from among my people.
Get out of here. Get away from my people. Take your stuff and get away from among my people. That was Pharaoh was telling them. Go ahead.
Come. Both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said.
Get ye and your people, your children of Israel, and go and serve the Lord as ye have said. Now, in the beginning of all this, all Moses wanted was just to go out in the wilderness and serve the Lord for 3 days. You got to remember that. That's all he wanted. Moses was, you know what? Let me take my people in the wilderness. Let's serve the Lord for 3 days, and then go back to work. You didn't want to do that. It took all of this for him to finally say, what? Get thee forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said. The Lord will be served. You got to figure out which side you're going to be on.
I don't. If I may, what Joe Osteen and T.J. said they only preach about prosperous things. It seems like did we prosper in that?
In the Lord,
yeah, when the Lord did that, can we consider that to be a prosperous thing for Israel?
Yeah, we prospered in that. We definitely prospered in that. We definitely prospered in that. I mean, shoot, we ain't died for one.
Right.
We're still alive. Shoot, hey, go ahead and serve your God. Oh, you're gonna let me go serve my God now? So we prospered in that. And as you said before, they bowing down to us, giving our riches to get out of there. Yeah, we prospered in that. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading the last verse.
Oh, verse 33. And the Egyptians, and the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might need them.
Might send them.
Might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men.
Man, hurry up and get them jokers out of here, because we all gonna die. Now we're gonna read the next verse in English. Go ahead and read it in English.
Come, verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened. Their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
They said they borrowed, but you ain't getting it back. You ain't getting it back. We getting them out of there. So they gave them that bread to look just like this. Let me eat this. Just like this. And we got out of there. You understand? We got out of there, and they borrowed silver and jewels of gold and raiment, clothing too. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of
Gave what?
Favor.
So that means if you was rich, you was going through this. They didn't give a damn how rich you was. Because right now people are saying you got LeBron James, you got our music moguls, Jay-Z's, all these people. It's gonna come a time where their money don't mean nothing no more. Their money don't mean the damn thing. Because you're gonna come to a time like this, and you're gonna be just another Israelite, just another nigga. And the Lord was able to get them out of Egypt. Now we all were rich. We all had gold. We all had things to go. But your money didn't matter at this particular time. So, but what mattered was the favor of the Lord. The Lord saw favor and did this for you. So I keep saying it doesn't take money. You should have more favor for the Lord, of the Lord, than gold and money and fame. You should require favor. That's what's going to save you. Favor. Not your gold, not your money, not your jewelry, not your status. But the favor in the Lord's eyes. That's the only thing that's going to save you in his life. So even though we don't have money, you don't have fancy this, fancy that, but you've been storing your treasures in the Most High God, you've been paying your tithe, you've been cooking for the brothers, you've been going to Sabbath service, you've been giving your time, teaching classes, you've been going to the Passover, you've been doing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's the favor of the Lord upon you. And everything that you may need, the Lord is going to be there for you. Have favor and then riches and gold. Understand? Keep it.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. And they spoiled the Egyptians.
Man, we're going to stop right there. I mean, you want to add something to that? I mean, come on. I'm done. I can't say no more. Anybody want to say something to this? I mean, it's what it is. And the brother asked the question, did we prosper in this? What do y'all think? Did we prosper in this time? Was that a prosperous moment?
Like, That's a prosperity preacher, right there.
Hey, I gotta do the hot and the hut and the wipe my mouth. If I got a little time, I gotta wipe them out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. So that was your feast of unleavened bread. The remembrance that you should pass it down to your generation. If your children ask of this, you should tell them what it is. You should tell them what it is. You should always remember this. You should always pass this down. You should never let this go unlearned. From the smallest to the greatest, you should tell them what the Passover was, what it meant, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and what it meant. You should take this serious. Just like you took, we're using the world, you took all of the holidays, Easter holidays serious. You take this serious, man, because you will obtain the favor of the Lord. You understand? So we're going to clap it up for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Let's clap it up. And we're going to touch on, and this is also the opening of the first fruits. So, what's the first fruits verse? Leviticus. Turn your blue letter Bibles to Leviticus 23 and 10. 23 and 10. And this is going to be the opening of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's going to be the opening of the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? The Feast of First Fruits. All right, we're going to start with Leviticus 23 and 10. You want to read it? We're going to bring somebody up. Okay, we're going to bring it up. We'll come back up. All right, Amasu. Step back. All right, state your message.
The Pashka Yah, Ban Yahweh, Ban Yashal.
The Pashka Yah, Ban Yahweh, Ban Yashal.
Yah Bashem Yashal Bakathon.
Yah Bashem Yashal Bakathon. All right, Yashal, you can be seated. All right, we're going to jump now into the Feast of First Fruits. Start Leviticus 23 and 10. All right.
Call it this book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 in Hebrew. Debar al Banyah Yashal wa I mar ma'ai wa I mar roth. I laham kaya dabafwa al ha'arataza ashar I yanya but done the calm rakwa tazaratam as kwa tazara rahai batam as Aymar Ra'ai Shayas Kwa Tazara Come Al Hakahan, verse 11. Wahai Nawak Af Hai Hai Aymar La Panya Yahal La Ra Tazanakam Mar Matar Roth Has Ha Shabbath What guy why pan Yawa Hakaham, verse 12. Wa Ice Yadam Ba Ya Wam Hai Nai Ya Pakam Af Hai Amar Kamash. It's Kabash. Dama Yum. Dama Yum. Bun. Wa Shah not the Wa. Ao La. La Yahweh, verse 13. Wa my Katwa. Shanawa. I shard no yum. talak. Bala, wala. Bash, mum. I.S.H.A. La Yahweh. Rayak. Ba Ya-K. Wanai. Ta-Ka. Yayan. Rob. I.A. Ha-Hayan. Verse 14. Wa. La-Ka-Kam. Wa. Ka-La. Wa. Car. Ma. La. Da. Al-Kawa. I. Tazaham. Hi. Yawam. Hazar. I. Hi. Bayah. I come. Up. Korban. Allah Yakam. Ka. Quaff. I. Walam. La Dawa. La Dawa. Kayakam. Bakal. Mashab. Dayakam. Sa. Verse 15. Wa. Sapar da thumb. Lakam. Ha. Maka. Roth. Ha. Shop. Shop da. My. Yawam. Hi. By. Yav-Kam. Off. Aymar. Hi. Ka. Noraparo. Shabai. Shab. Dawaf. Damai. Ramoth. Dahai. Yahanna.
Verse 10, right?
Verse 16. I. My Kairos. Ha. Shabbath. Ha. Shabbath. Ya'aita. Da. Ta. Para. Da. Mashayam. Wayam. Rahai. Quabathium. Ma. Naka. Ka. Ka'awi. That's like Ka. Sha. La Yahweh. Last verse 17. My. Washab the Yakam. The ba. The ba. Yawa. Lakam. Da Barapa. Shah Dayam. Shanya. Ishar Nayam. Shalaf. Daha Yana. Kamataza. Da I Par Yanaya. Baka Ra Rum. Lo Yahweh.
17?
Yeah, you're 17.
Verse 17? Okay, what's our question? All right, let's go back to verse 10.
Okay.
We're gonna read in English. Since this is the opening of the feast of first fruits.
Talk about the book of Leviticus, chapter 3, verse 10 in English. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto priests.
Why should they do that? What's going on here? This is the feast of first fruits. At that time, that's all we did. All the children of Israel did, we was goat herders, harvesters. That's the only thing that we did. We did all those things.
I didn't say we're still trying to offer up our best.
Right, we offered up our best at this particular time. But this is the stuff that it was. This got to understand that we were people who worked with our hands. We did harvest. We were sheep herders, lambs, all those things. And so at this particular time, it says this is what you need to do when you go into the land that He gives to you. You shall bring the harvest of your first fruit. All right, go ahead. You read.
Verse 11.
Okay. You should give the harvest of your first fruits. So whatever that you came up in that harvest after the springtime came up and you got, apples and oranges, then that's what you give up for your first fruit. If you got lambs and you got goats, your first lambs of that spring that came up, that's what you're offering to the priest at that time. You offer this thing to the priest because the priests are the people who took care of the people. They took care of the poor, the shut-in, the sick, the homeless, the widows. They took care of all those people. So therefore, you got to give those first fruits to those people. As a nation, we took care of our own people. That's what we did. That was our job. We didn't depend on the heathens to take care of us. We depend on our own selves. So this was a way that Israel can go ahead and give all the first fruits and things that you harvest unto the priests so they can give it out to their people. All right? Keep going.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you.
All right, we're still in service. Hold it down a little bit. Okay.
On the morrow after Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
All right, verse 12.
Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
You can't offer the Lord some broke down lamb. You got to give him one without blemish. You understand? Has to be one of your perfect lambs. Understand? So this is what the Lord was talking. Offer up that best lamb, that best goat, whatever it is, without blemish, and offer it up unto the Lord. All right, keep going.
Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor.
Just as today. We're going to be offering up some meat offering to the Lord today. We're going to offer some. I know the brothers and sisters got some fried goat, lamb back there. I know we got some of that. If not, we're going to have to request that for the next time we have a feast. But that's what it is. Go ahead.
I want to probably have some fried chicken there with some hamburgers.
You know what I mean?
I want to surprise.
But that's what that means. You got 2/10 deals of flour mingled with oil. That's fried chicken. That's what our custom was. We was always frying something. Israel always frying something. So that's what we're doing, all right? And we're going to offer that up to the Lord with a sweet savor and the drink offering. SHALAM. Your drink offering. Keep reading, brother.
And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of an hin.
But why y'all drinking? You ain't supposed to be drinking. Read that scripture one more time. The last part of it, I want you to do that again.
And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine.
Oh yeah, wine.
Right.
The fourth part of a hin.
Hennessy. You understand? Hennessy. Hennessy. So don't tell me we can't drink. The Lord said we gotta have wine and the Hennessy. We got the drink offering. Don't tell me we can't drink. Keep reading, brother. That's what I like.
Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears.
Oh, Lord, we got to do this again? We got to fast again? We can't eat bread and corn? That ain't what it said. Keep reading.
Until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering on to your power.
So as you giving this offering, you can't eat the bread, the porch corn, the green ears, that day until you offer. Once you give the offering, you can go back and continue doing what you're doing. All right? Keep going.
It shall be a statute for even throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Forever, throughout your generations. Say it again. It shall be a statute.
Okay. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Again, we keep seeing the same thing over and over throughout your generations. A statute throughout your generations, forever, ever. That's just what it is. Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Yeah, forever, ever. This should be your statute throughout your generations, forever. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
7 days. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the Sabbath shall ye number 50 days.
50 days. This is going on. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. 50 days? Go ahead.
And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
So this is the time that Israel going to get fat. Israel going to get a little large. Because we're going to offer these first fruits. And we're going to give this offering to the priest. The meat offerings. And we're going to give unto our people who need it. And we're going to take care of our own. We always heard, take care of your own. This is how we take care of our own. We give all those offerings to our priests. And they go along. And they'll feed the, like I said, the homeless, the children, the motherless, the father, all those people that we're feeding. That's the priest's job to do. You understand? We do that. We take care of our own, man. We don't depend on nobody else to take care of them. You're oppressed to take care of their people. Why you can't take care of your own people? We don't. They give us a token of HUD and EBT and all this good stuff. But there's certain things you got to do, like kick out your husband. You got to kick your man at the house to get all these things. To get an EBT card, the man can barely get an EBT card. But a sister got to kick her husband out the house to get an EBT, damn near to get housing, all these things. She can't have a husband. The father of the children can't be there for them to get all these things. But that's not how it always been in Israel. We took care of each other. And we fed each other. We made sure everybody eat. And later on through the week, as we go through the verses of this Feast of First Fruits, I'll show you some more things of how we actually took care of each other also by the harvest. Understand? So just let it know. This is what we did always. This was our custom to do. Take care of our own. All right? Keep it. The last verse.
Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your inhabitants 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
So now this bag we baking with leaven, so it's going to rise. And they are the first fruits unto the Lord. You understand? So clap it up the Most High. So while for joining us, do anybody got anything to say? Any comments? Any questions? Anything? Before we close out this ceremony. Well, the water for coming. Like I said, our address 3353 Glenwood Road. The water for coming. Celebrating the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the opening of the first fruits. Give yourselves a hand. All right. With that being said, we're gonna close up and we're gonna do the prayers. All right. So that Men of Israel, the Master.
Lawyer SHALAM.
One again for me. Israel, Majum. All right, Apollo from Dawn, which is first the East. We say the Lord's Prayer.
In the Lord pray in Hebrew. Abanau.
Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Taba'ah. Tazai. Hayah. Asha. Baharatazah. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. The Kam. Cow. The Wam. What's knocking out. The Wapping out. What's knocking out. The Wapping out. Wala I now. Parasai one. Abal. I will shine now. Ayah. Rai. Hayah. Lakab. Mala'alam. Wala ta'al parah. Wa I will Amon. Right? This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. Right? SARS, turn. Shabby, please be seated. We're gonna do the announcements. And I'd like to thank these brothers up here for teaching us the feast day, high holy feast days with us. Officer Brakala, the water, Lord Christ. Officer Pashkaya, the water's up.
I want to do I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, comes out of Numbers 18, verse 21, Malachi 3, verse 8 and 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, pronounced ma'asra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. There's also a priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. We're in the middle of the convocation feast of trumpets. This ending the closing feast of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Any brothers that want to join the school prospect will be coming to the body of Christ. Start wearing all black. It includes boots, shirts, pants, headbands, scarves. Get with one of the officers to find out our camp times, our locations to the school. With that, Men of Israel, Majah. And a courtesy salute to the teacher. Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Katam.
And it's down, sisters, Majah. We're going to salute the sisters. Men of Israel. So Salah. Sisters, Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Eladam B'Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shema Eladam B'Hashem Yahushua.
Hands down. Class is good.
Enjoy the first fruits. Feast of Unleavened Bread. Up here. Come get it.
Unleavened bread?